I walked in the club.
It's like the greeting, Tanya. Where's the greeting?
Saw her across the room. That was the greeting. The greeting was, I'm giving a shout out to our boy,
You're
C-Dub.
singing.
Don't say anything.
I'm not gonna say
That's
nothing.
top secret.
I was just giving a shout out to C-Dub. Y'all wait. When it happens, it's about to be
Top secret.
All right, what's going on?
Top secret project going on. All right, so here we are.
We all have tank toppy pink as red today. Not purposely coordinated.
No,
we did.
It was not.
We just showed up. We literally just showed up with the same color outfits. All right, Shahidah. It's been all right, guys. It's been a minute. We didn't record last week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, but here we are, and it was the season finale. Chris, you don't watch it, so you could just listen in of the
Never
season finale of the Never Ever Met. And
it went exactly like I thought it would go.
That part.
But the best part about it was they did, what was it, 4 months later to see where the couples were.
And are they still together?
That was the part that shocked me. Okay, so let's just go to Diamond and Aaron real quick. You know, they got engaged at the very beginning of the show. Again, Aaron, I said, was very suspect to me. He was just, you know,
where do they live? Which couple was this?
The older couple. They kept saying that,
okay.
You know, yeah, that they were.
And he was really in love with her. He was like,
was he though? Was he? He was very disrespectful.
But he acted like it.
He acted like he was very much so in love. He did, and he popped the question. He was the only one to ask the person that he was online dating to marry him, and gave her a ring. And they both seemed like genuinely happy, that they were going to run off into the sunset and be happy. But 4 months later, it wasn't even a month later they broke up. And why? He was cheating. He would seeing his ex or whatever, but the writing was there from the very beginning. He just was a messy, immature person. And honestly, all the men that were on the show, except for the other Aaron, because he was in with someone who just did not want him. So we don't know how he would have behaved if she had kept him. But all the men, except for Chris, ended up leaving their women right away, including Shay and Josh. Remember, from the time they stepped onto the screen, they were in love. They were the couple that everyone thought was going to make it. They won $5,000, remember, to help start off their new relationship, and the other couples had to vote for them. And so they got the most votes. A month later, completely, he wasn't calling her. He was saying that he had deaths in his family, so there was a lot going on. Nothing stops you from being with the woman that you want to be with. Death, nothing. So but I said it. Didn't I say it, Tanya? I said it from the very beginning. There's no reason that man, if he really wanted that woman and they were just like a car ride away, he would not go and see her. He didn't want her like that. He wanted her when it was convenient for him, but he wasn't putting in any extra. I was shocked. I was shocked at that, but it didn't totally surprise me.
I wasn't shocked because at the end of the day, 12 years.
12 years.
They were dating for 12 years online.
That's ridiculous.
Never saw each other.
They can't.
Most marriages don't last 12 years. Let alone when you finally get married, it's like you're factoring in the years that you're dating. So it's like you could be dating for 3-4 years, 5 years, and then you get engaged for
That's
another 3-4-5
on a
years.
sliding scale, because after 45, you ain't waiting 3, 4, 5 years to fucking get married. You got about a year. You're lucky if you can get it. You better find out. You better find out in 9 months and decide in a year. I ain't waiting
Yeah.
3 years to be engaged.
They
After
was younger than
45,
that. They weren't
you
in the
need
40s.
to.
They were not in their
Yeah,
40s. They're in their 30s. They're young.
but even then, you
They
still
were like in their
Doesn't
early
after
matter.
30s.
2 years. After 2 years, if after 2 years whether you can live with that motherfucker the rest of your life, unless there's some business aspect of it or whatever. But after 2 years, you should know. You should know whether you can be with that person for the rest of your life or not, or want a long-term relationship with that person after 2 years. When you get to be 4 or 5 years, what's the point? Unless you decided not to get married, I understand that, or not to have kids. But 5 years, then what's
They were together for 12.
12 years?
Here's
And then you
my
get married.
thing. Here's my thing. Look, if you're dating somebody online, he lives in one state, you live in another state. We're only dating online for literally a year. Like, I'm not putting. Listen,
But you've also seen each other. You have to see each other too. So you can be online, but you need to at least seen each other like once or twice, like met.
Visit each other.
You know what I mean? Like once or twice. Visit each other, and then
you.
Right.
Agreed. I agree with you on that. But 12 whole years, I knew as
No.
soon as that shit came up with old girl, Dominique's old girl that said he tried to hit on her. He wanted her to suck his little wee wee.
Oh, I didn't know that part. I might have walked
that?
away from the TV.
Oh yeah, no. Apparently, Dominic. I'm sorry, I'm calling him Dominique. Dominic. Remember the couple in the beginning where they went to fisticuffs and he grabbed her by the throat, and then they sent them home. All right. So the girl, I forgot her name. She apparently went to Diamond, of all people, and told Diamond that Josh was trying to get at her. Like when Shay was asleep, he went up to her and was like, "Hey, let's go in the back and suck my dick, or let's have a threesome, or whatever." And Diamond brought it to Shay, and it was messy. Obviously,
I didn't believe Diamond either when she said it.
No, I don't either, and I still don't believe old girl. Like on the last episode, when Taronda got her on the computer, and she's like, "Yes, he did. Josh did do that." I still don't believe her, because she remember she said it and then she logged off immediately, because Taronda was like, "What happened? What happened?" She's gone off of the computer, so she said it and then she logged off. Well, if you're gonna give that type of an accusation, say it with your whole chest and stay the hell up on the TV
and say it
give
to
us
the
an
person.
explanation.
And say it to the person.
I'd be like, Taronda, get Shay and Josh on the line right now, and I'm gonna speak my piece, and let's move on. She was like, she legit was like, "Oh yeah, he did it." Clip. And Taronda was like, "What happened? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?" She was ghost. So I take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I did not think that Shay and Josh would make it, because I'm like, 12 years? Like, you want an online relationship for 12 years.
She really wanted
grateful.
it. So.
I'm grateful.
12 years, though? 12 years?
12 years now.
She wanted it. She wasn't dating nobody. She was in this relationship with him. He was not. He had a baby on her. He was dating other people, periodically, but she was in for it. So, but I thought that once the way he was with her then, on the show for the last couple of weeks or however long they were, I'm like, okay, maybe he would try. I still thought that they would probably not work out, but I'm like, I thought he would try longer than 1 month. He didn't try at all.
Well, after he met her, he was like, they'd never met, right?
They had never met in person.
Nope,
no,
not in person.
Yeah, well, once he sees her in person, he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm good."
No, he knew. I mean, it wasn't like they weren't like FaceTiming each other. He knew exactly what she looked like, and he was
No,
all
it's different.
over
If you're in and you're in that person's presence and you smell them, and you're like, "Ooh."
her. Okay.
No, but
Well,
at the end of
he
the
might have
day,
smelled her, but
on
he
the
was all up
show,
on her.
yeah,
He was
on the
all up on
show,
her.
they were like the most popular couple on the show. Like everybody was loving them. Even I was. I was like, oh my
I
god,
was
12
too.
years. I get that. And
So
they
what
were
do you think it
always in
happened? What do
the
you think it
honeymoon
was?
room together.
He
I
was
think
full of
he just
shit.
basically he was full of shit. He was a fraud. He
Full of
got
shit.
once he got home,
But the
he
12
started.
years told you he was full of shit. Because
Yes.
we both said, Tanya and I both said, there's no reason for a man. He lives in Florida. She was like in Tennessee or
Well, that's right. In
Kentucky.
No,
It
Georgia.
was a
she lives
car
in
ride
Florida and
away.
she lives in Florida and he lives in like Louisiana. I think it's
So
either Louisiana or Tennessee.
I think it was Tennessee because Louisiana and Florida, that's just what, 4
Yeah.
hours?
She's in Florida, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So regardless of whoever was with a car ride away.
That's a short ride. That's like me dating somebody
Right.
in New York.
And it was
Yeah, there's no
hard.
reason why to have not have met. So there must have been something holding both of them back. And when he got confirmation of what she looked like or whatever, even
she was making plans and stuff to come and see him, but it would be like,
but
something with his kids, or he had to do something with something would always.
That's on him.
It was definitely on him. But she was super.
And then it was,
anyway.
and then the follow up was only 4 months later. So now he gets home.
Yeah.
He ghosts her. As soon as he gets home, he ghosts her because when Tyrande says to her, "How you?" She was all excited. She's like, "Give us the update on you and Josh."
Mhm.
And she's like, "Well, I haven't heard from him." She's like, "I only spoke to him once since we left in 4 months." Then they
That's
get his
crazy.
ass on the line, and then he's giving. Now you can tell. I mean, I've traveled enough for work that I know a hotel room when I see a hotel room background. And
I didn't even pay attention.
when he logged in, I paid full attention. When he logged in, he was sitting at the little desk and the bed was right behind him. And I saw the little sconces and I was like, this brother is friggin' clocking in from either a Marriott property or a Hilton or a Holiday Inn Express type of property. It had, and I'm looking at the bed, I'm looking at the headboard, and I'm like, oh, that's not anybody's bed. That's a whole ass hotel. So then he's like, his best friend died. I felt bad for him on that. The best friend, the big fat guy that came to the house to see him and meet Shay, whatever. I felt bad. But then again, was I surprised? Because brother got to be like 30 years old and he weighs like 595 pounds. Bro, your heart is stressing. Your blood pressure's out of whack. You got high cholesterol. Like, it's inevitable.
You're dusty. You're dusty.
And your breath stank.
And your breast stank.
And your breath stank.
And you're not that cute.
All right, this man has passed away. Let's stop.
Like he passed away?
Let's move. Yeah, he died.
Yeah. So you know what?
Oh.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to brother. But am I when Josh said my best friend died, and then they showed the video of the best friend, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. That's
and
exactly
then it was somebody else that
it.
died. But again, those things don't stop you from being in relationships. They don't.
Because at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship, if I'm in a committed 12-year relationship, whether it be online and face, if my best friend died, if my cat died, if my gopher in the back, my little Chester Chipmunk died, I'm calling my best friend, my lover, my friend, and be like, oh, my baby died. And I'm going, if you really want to be with me and you really love me, you'll be like, baby, I'm so sorry. What can I do? Nothing.
If you really want to party with me.
Yeah.
To
move this on so we can get to our next topic.
But listen, anything over, if you're married, being married is acceptable from 3 years to on 20, 15, whatever, from 3 years. If you're in a relationship for 5 fucking years and you decide not to get married, that's one thing. But after 5 years, either get married or decide you're not getting married.
Exactly.
Right. But 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and then online bullshit for 12 years. You can't do that shit at all. Online is 1 year.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, after you don't stay together. Make a decision.
Sandia and Chris were the only ones who stayed
I was
together.
stunned.
Oh my God!
Did you? Wait, because you didn't watch it. You didn't watch it the whole way. So shut your mouth. Listen to me, Shahidah.
What?
When Sandia was like, Chris, and he's like, coming. Sharonda and both my jaws dropped. I was like, wait a goddamn minute. Don't tell me this man, they still together. Because I just knew they wasn't going to be together.
I kind of thought that they would still be together. She knew how to deal with him, whether it might be different than the way we would have dealt with him, but I think she knew how to deal with him and still held her own self-respect. Whether or not we believed anything, she knew how to deal with him. And he was obviously very into her. I don't know. I was a little stunned too, but out of all the ones, he was the only one that made the commitment. Look at what was it, Millie and the other guy. I thought that they had a good chance.
Listen,
he got out of there.
I already knew they didn't have a chance when both of them are from Los Angeles.
Yep.
And I get it that LA is big. LA County is big. But it ain't that big. If I'm dating you online for 6 months, you live in LA, I live in LA. I don't care if I'm living in Manhattan Beach and you live in Calabasas. Oh, we gonna make this shit work. I'm gonna come find you.
At some point.
It makes sense. It doesn't even make sense.
At some point, if I really like you, I'm gonna come find you. Or you can come find me. And at the end of the day, you got your own place, I got my own place. You know, hey, just take your little 30-minute drive. As many times I've been to LA, I already know. Without traffic from fucking
split it up.
From LAX to Calabasas, that part of town, it's literally like 30, 35 minutes with no traffic. So figure it out. That's shorter than me driving to my mother's house.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
I'm like, if you two never made the time to get in your cars or Ubers, if you don't want to drive, get in the Uber and meet each other halfway. Say, hey,
why didn't Justin Timberlake Uber? Why didn't Justin Timberlake Uber?
Why don't a lot of celebrities Uber? Because they
dumb.
Just think they got it like that. It's stupid. Now we digressed.
Well, anyway, that's it for that. I just wanted to touch on that just really quickly. We can move on. I enjoyed this show. I know you guys.
Look, at 12 years, you can't. 12 years.
I'm not gonna hear it again. All right, what's next? What's rolling next? Well, can I give a shout out to my Celtics?
Oh, go ahead now. Listen, why they got to be your Celtics? I'm from Dorchester too. Here we are. Listen, I will be honest and say I didn't watch one goddamn game because I'm a person of a certain age and I go to bed very early. And
Chris,
I'm like,
just
I ain't
knock
watching
it in
that
your
shit.
hand. Like I'm a person of my ass was up every night watching them games.
But
I do not like Dallas at
lazy.
all. It was wonderful to see. I can't believe all those commentators. What the Celtics did that little compilation of all the commentators who were saying that Dallas was going to beat them or whatever. How their record did not show that they were a better team than the Celtics.
Right.
But can I just say that Jaylen Brown, that man is fine. That man is fine.
Listen
I wish
to me.
he was single so I could hook him up with my daughter.
Wait a minute. Let's take fine off the table. That man is smart. Look his ass,
smart.
his background up.
He's a genius.
He's fucking a genius. He's been on his off
I just
time.
found that out.
He's been giving TED Talks at MIT. He is smart AF.
Works for NASA.
Yep, he works for NASA. When I tell you, everybody, the D1 colleges were shooing him off. They weren't trying to pick him up because he was so focused on his academics. He's like, I could play basketball, but I'm also smart, and I'm not coming here to your fucking D1 college and majoring in fucking sociology or criminal justice or general studies that most
He was
T1
valedictorian of high
athletes
school too.
do.
Yeah.
He was
And
valedictorian.
Did he go to school at?
what college? I
Berkeley.
forgot what college he went to.
Berkeley. UC Berkeley.
UC Berkeley.
Yeah, he is.
People weren't trying to give him nothing. So you know what? For me, I am happy mostly for Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown legit was it's the ultimate
and took it away from Jason
you.
Tatum. And took it away from Jason Tatum.
Some of the
MVP.
Yeah.
He
deserved
the MVP. He deserved it.
No, I know, but everyone puts Jason Tatum as the best Celtic and put him first and some of the other, and then Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's like, oh, by the way, I'm the MVP. Yeah, sorry, we won. Hey,
and he made that shit known.
It's a team. It's a team. It's a team.
Right? Yeah, but he's like this. Sorry, Jason. I know Tatum's like, hey, man. He's like, but he's salty about that. You can see Tatum is salty about that.
Listen, at the end, if he's salty about it, he'll get over it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people.
He thought he was the franchise player.
Yeah, but you
exactly.
know what?
They're treating him as
I in team.
They are. But that's how they do. That's how commentators do. And the players have to be smarter than that. The players have to be smarter than that. So I hope he's not salty. Because I know he wanted it. I know he wanted it. Yeah, of course. Ego. Your first chance.
And everyone's telling you're the best.
Exactly. So I get it. I get it if he is a little, but don't let that, destroy your team because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just you.
Well, look at Kobe and Shaq. What happened with that? That was ego. They could have won 3 more titles if Kobe and Shaq stayed together, but they both had too much ego.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't stay together. Ego gets in. Ego's also your brand. If you're Jason Tatum is being touted as the Celtic, that's the MVP, the main man of the Celtic. You don't hear much about Jaylen Brown, even though he got the biggest contract and he's been second team All NBA. I mean, he's silently a deadly killer. That you're like, oh, wait a second, he averages up. But Jason Tatum is the face of the Celtics. If you look at any Celtic thing, it's Jason.
They didn't think that the two of them would be able to work together precisely for what you said. But Jason and Jaylen came out and said it's about the team. We're gonna work.
Yeah, but we know damn well.
I know.
Jason Tatum got an ego on him. Jason Tatum wants to be Kobe. He wants to be Kobe so badly. He wants to be Kobe, and Kobe don't play no shit like that. And he should be the man. And even though the team is winning, he's mad he didn't win. I know Jason Tatum's mad he didn't win it because he's supposed to be the best player on there. And he won the MVP and. Jaylen Brown won the MVP in the divisional and the final.
look at you, so messy. The face, it's so messy.
I'm telling you, that's ego.
Yeah. Well, anyway, shout out to them, to the Boston Celtics. Nobody thought we could do it, and we did it.
I mean, no one thought you could do it. They were the favored.
No, those commentators were talking shit. They didn't think that they were going to be able to
They had to do something. They had to do something because they knew it was going to be a rout. From the beginning of the year, they made the finals. They were favored. They had everything that they needed to. This is not like a surprise that the Celtics won. They were number 1 ranked in offense,
and they were talking shit. They always talk.
Well, they had to. But they have to talk about the other team. There's no way. They know they're going to get killed by this. They always that counterpoint. Of course they're not going to beat the Celtics. The Celtics are the number 1 ranked team with the best record and the number 1 seed. And Dallas was like...
They were saying that Dallas...
But they had to. But they had to say that because it's so obvious that the Celtics are going to win.
Okay.
They would swept them. And matter of fact, Game 4, when they could have just swept them, they lost that on purpose.
They did.
Yeah, they lost that on purpose. Because they knew they could do whatever they wanted to. Let me give them 1 game. It was embarrassing because it's like, we'd rather win at home anyway. So, I mean, we could sweep you, but that was just, I missed.
I did them at home. All right. On to the
next. Of course.
All right.
It wasn't even a tight game. They weren't even trying to win that Game 4. They weren't even trying to win. They lost by 20-something. They weren't even trying to win.
They were not.
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, if you have the capability to give a game away like that, and you're going to win. Go
ahead. All right.
They were already They were favored. But anyway,
I just want to say one more
Good for your
thing
team.
with regards to the Celtics. Kudos to them. Big up. All I'm saying is Boston, hands down, knows how to have a celebration parade with the rolling rallies. Every other city that has a major league professional team, like the LAs, the New York Cities, what have you, if you win, you need to do a rolling rally because even though all the people, I watched it on the TV, and all I kept saying was, "Oh Lord, all these people." I was up at 4:30, and on the news at 4:30 on Friday, they was like live in Boston, and everybody was rolling into the city at 4:35 a.m. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers can't get up to go to work, but you sure as hell got up at 3:30, 4 o'clock to go down to the parade. But here we are. What do you want to say? Oh, but let me finish.
Did you hear
No,
about the Washington coach, basketball coach, and Dolce and Gabbana?
No, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish
I didn't hear about it.
The Boston Rolling Rally. And so many people, if there was like, I think it was over 1 million people that came out to Boston for the Rolling Rally. The wonderful thing about the Rolling Rally is that it keeps moving. So you got people, people went to the garden to see them off. Literally within 5 minutes, they were off. What are those people going to do? Either they're going to just disperse or go to Faneuil Hall, get more drunk, or North End to get more drunk, or just go home. And it just went through different parts of the city. There were so many people dispersed throughout the city, and it was just like a parade with the duck boats and the players and the owners and whoever was on them. And I think there must have been about maybe 10 duck boats. So in any given minute or two, them duck boats is going to be in front of you and gone, and then you go home. So having said that, my point that I'm trying to make is I would like from every city on in that has like a professional team, if they win, do a rolling rally, because at the end of the day, it prevents, when you have these, like we just had the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and they had, I don't think they did any type of rolling rally. They just went to like the city hall or the Park Plaza in the middle of town, and they all got up there and did their thing. And what happened? Shootout. When you let
I don't think you can blame that.
Lollygag that long, something's bound to happen.
I mean, because something could have happened on our side too. I think that was just unfortunate, and it just one of those things that can happen in America because we got too many damn guns. So I can't blame that on them not having it.
That's true. I really can't say nothing because obviously Boston Marathon. As long as we had the Boston Marathon here, it was like they bombed us here. Our own people here, American Bostonians, bombed us. But here we are. But I just think that I think if you keep people moving, it prevents certain things. I mean, it is what
I don't
it is.
think so.
If people want to cause
If people
harm,
gonna go crazy,
it's going to happen.
They're gonna go crazy.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, I think people. I would like to think that people would be like, "Oh my God, here they are! We're so excited. They're coming." Now that they've passed by, they're gone. Okay, I'm not going to stand there all day. I'm just going to be like, okay, time to go. Either we're going to get dinner, drinks, whatever, or we're going home. That's just me. We can move on. All right. But
so the Washington Wizards black head coach of basketball was in a Dolce and Gabbana, and a non-clothed or non-uniformed person accused him and held him, saying that he stole clothes, and brought a police and then held him, and then Dolce & Gabbana just apologized in a statement and donated three of his charities because it's not in their policy to just detain someone like that. So they illegally stopped him, and he's the coach of the Washington
Where was
Wizards.
this at? Where? Was it in DC?
Dolce and Gabbana. I think it was in. No, I think it was. I should have had it.
Dolce and Gabbana.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a high-end store. A high-end person went in there to get something, and what was the reason that the person pulled them aside and accused them of stealing?
Because Dolce and Gabbana have a history of racism. That's what I was fitting to say. Why do we as a people continue to give our money and populate certain stores and certain vendors that don't give two shits about us? Dolce and Gabbana, if you TikTok them, if you Googled them, it is fucking documented stories of them being racist and not liking black people and not liking people of color, period. But the only reason why they deal with them is because they wouldn't be Dolce and Gabbana without us, like every major fashion house in this fucking country and world. It's
I didn't know anything about it.
How you feel about it?
What makes it what disturbs me the most is that you are going to spend your money on people that don't like you, that don't want you to wear their shit. Period. Mm. But here we are.
Here it is.
I could scream it from the rooftops. But it's like, people are still going to spend their money. Our people are still going to do the most and spend their hard-earned dollars on all that shit. I'm good. I'll go to your fucking Marshalls.
Exactly. I don't know anything about Dolce & Gabbana and their racism or whatever. It does not shock me. I don't shop there. But freaking
I'm sorry. It's a sex.
Swizz and partnering up with Elon Musk for the why? Why would you do that?
Motherfucking Juneteenth. I literally saw that. Oh. Listen to me. I saw that.
What happened? What happened?
I was singing. I was like,
tell him what happened before you go off. Tell him what happened. Just for you. So anyway.
Go ahead, Shahidah. Tell him. I'm done. I'm disgusted at them, and I'll never. I'm never watching Versus.
What?
I'm not going to see Alicia Keys'
Broadway show. What happened?
Tell him what happened, girl.
What happened?
Go ahead, Shahidah. Tell him.
Swizz Beatz collaborated with Elon Musk for the what is it? The Versus platform that they have.
Veracruz.
Yeah. So and they announced it on Juneteenth. Him and was it Dr. Dre too?
It was Swizz Beatz, Elon Musk in the middle, and fucking The Dream.
Oh, The Dream? I thought that was Dr. Dre.
No, it wasn't Dr. Dre.
So it's all about money then.
It is.
It's all about money.
I get it. But money should not come. I mean, you know, Elon Musk is a big
I proponent
of the replacement. Can I talk? Gee, what, girl?
I'm sorry. I'm talking as if I'm sitting here by myself.
You're talking to yourself. I'm trying to talk to him, but he's a big believer in the Great Replacement theory and had the audacity. Right. The audacity to talk about immigrants coming, the Democrats are bringing in all these immigrants over here with this thick ass apartheid accent he has. So he's basically saying it's liberal elites and in the United States, in Australia, and in Europe bringing in immigrants. So basically, he's talking about black and brown people into those countries, so they could have a more so they would vote Democrat, even though a lot of the people that come over here are ignorant as fuck and vote Republican regardless. But I get it that it's about money. Go ahead and make your dollars, but Swizz, they got to be somebody else that you can partner with, other than somebody as disgusting and vile as this person,
not
all the time,
not the amount of money that he's probably giving them. I'll make you an
Correction.
offer you can't
Correction.
refuse.
Sorry,
I'll make you an offer you
correction.
can't refuse. It'd
It
be dumb
wasn't
of
the
you to refuse
dream.
this offer.
No, it
Okay,
would.
it
No,
wasn't.
it would
It
not.
wasn't the dream. Let me just correct
It was
that.
the game.
Okay. It
I'm
was.
not trying. No. It wasn't the dream. It was Timberland. I knew. I'm like Swizz Beats, and I'm like the dream. No, it's Swizz Beats,
That's
Timberland,
even
and
more.
Elon
That's
Musk. I take the dream off the table. Dream, don't come for me. It wasn't you.
okay,
I
but Chris,
retract.
back to your point. An offer that you can't refuse.
They can't refuse.
I get.
How much is it going to take? He's got enough money. Elon Musk has enough money to make you what how much did you want? 100 million? Okay.
0.
I want it. I want
No,
it.
I'm not.
But
Well,
no, I
I'm not.
can't.
Yeah.
No.
If you're a business for the rest of your, you're like, and well, it's not that bad. He's, we'll still have control over it, whatever. No, he's like, I've got money. Like, what's the price? If you have, do you know how much money he has? It's to us. It's like literally.
No,
It's like
granted.
if we took it's like a person with an ant. It's like, oh, I've got a little piece of I got a little piece of crumb for you, and then it's like, oh, good, look at this big crumb. Thank you. It's the same
I
thing.
get it. I get
These
how
brothers
much
want to
you
have money.
have, but other people. But you're not going to be any poorer by accepting maybe an offer from somebody else. He's already Swizz Beats and Alicia Keys are
Yeah, but if he,
comfortable.
I'll double it.
Finish. He's comfortable enough. They're comfortable enough. So I get you want more money. I do too, and I can't say 100%. I'm not trying to be like that person who's like, oh, I would never sell out for anything, but I'm not gonna sell out to a fucking racist. I'm just not going to do it.
Facts.
And the
This
best
man,
offer you could get was $20 million.
because he
I understand that morally. Yes, I understand that morally. But if it's the
No.
difference between, and from everybody else, you're getting 20 million or 10 million, whatever, and he says, I'm going to give you 60.
I'm gonna
No.
I'm
take.
going to give you 60 million as a
I
bad.
can't do it.
I'm
We
gonna
say
take.
that.
Listen,
Morally, I
Listen,
get it.
Chris, I'm
I
be
say
honest
that.
with you. I'm
There
be honest
is
with you.
a
I'm with
price.
you, Shahida, on that
Everybody
one.
has a
There
price.
ain't no.
And I do have
no,
a price.
no.
I do have a price.
I will have a price. I agree.
I do.
have
and
a
I
price,
know it,
but
it's
not
not
at my
to a
morals
fucking racist.
and not at my not at my my self worth.
This man will
Or
set
my
up an
morals?
army
No.
against me and people who look like me, but not me because
Oh, I get
I'm
it.
rich enough.
I get it.
I'm rich enough.
I get it.
think about stuff
I
like
understand.
that man would be the first. So Swizz should know whatever the fuck.
But if
is
I can make you an offer you can't refuse, you
I
can't
can-
refuse
I
it.
can
You'd be
always
dumb to
refuse.
refuse it.
No, I would not
I'll be dumb.
No,
then.
I would not be, because I could always
Okay.
just
They
like
call me
just
dumb.
like
But look, think of
listening-
all the money. Think of what you could do with all the money, the extra money you get. Think of all the extra. If you got $40 million extra, what you could do for other communities that supersedes that. If you want to have $40 million
like he's
to
gonna
establish
do
something on your
anything
own,
for any other community. Like
that's
he's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
do
But the
anything
extra money
else.
that you
All
get,
that extra money
but
is just for himself. Just for himself.
Swizz Beats, I'm talking about. Those
Yes,
people.
all that extra money. He's not gonna do anything for the fucking community.
How do you know? How do you know?
What's
Maybe
he doing now?
So that's what I'm. But I'm saying
doing
for you,
now?
even for you,
That part.
but even for you, if you had $40 million extra that you could earmark to whatever you wanted to, as opposed to selling it for 20 and not 60, selling for 20 and only being able to survive on your 20, which you can do. If you got $40 extra million, you know what you could do to a community? To a community.
To be a fucking slave? No. He thinks like an apartheid man. He speaks like an apartheid man. And then it's so easy for these black men with a little bit of money to just like, you know what? It doesn't pertain to me. And that's why we are where we are right fucking now. Always looking for them to make us bigger and better when we can do that within our own community.
Say it.
Put your fist up.
Fuck.
Put your fist up.
I was at a
Bitch.
Juneteenth celebration.
Bitch.
No, it's very, very hurtful. I'm sorry. That's just
It is.
it's hurtful. It's hurtful because
I will say this.
like,
Look at here. I've had a broke mentality for years. My broke mentality started when I was a child. When growing up, wanted shit is what it is. Then it went to grammar school, junior high, high school, college, whatever. I've always had that broke mentality. I'll get into that on another podcast because I'm going to need a whole hour and a half of y'all time for this. But it's like you have your broke mentality. Then when you do good and you have a little money in the bank and you're able to, like, I'm speaking for myself. I don't want to talk in third person. But you start doing good. You put a little money in the bank, and now I'm able to buy my house, and I'm doing the most and whatever. I never lose that broke mentality. That's where I'm getting at. Like, I'm not trying to lose my broke mentality. So,
I mean, you should definitely lose your broke mentality. I mean, what good does a broke mentality have?
I'm not going to lose. No, because my broke mentality was like, I have to watch every nickel and dime.
Okay.
And there was a moment between when I started doing good and broke mentalities, like I'm doing good.
Usually a broke mentality is spending, and they like, I'm gonna be broke anyway.
Nope. I didn't have no money to spend. But when I started getting a little bit of money, now
but you can still have no money to spend and then still spend it.
Spending. And now I'm getting credit, and I'm like, oh, now I get this credit score, and now I get these credit cards. Now I'm just going to charge everything. Slap cards on the table. Listen, I went through that mess for 5 years, and I was like, yeah, no, I got to get my money right because I was broke as a joke. And my
on a yoke.
Shit.
Okay.
And my credit was fucked up. Now I get great credit, and I have no debt with the exception of my mortgage, and I'm good. But where I was getting at was, we went through the whole Oprah and Dr. Phil spectrum.
What are we talking about?
Because Chris, you got high, and now I got high, and now we're going to tropes. So everybody,
you don't speak for me. You don't speak for me.
I'll speak for you. I will speak for you all day, every day.
Girl, okay, we all right. Swizz Beats. We are disappointed in him.
So that's where I was getting at. Where I was like, I can't be bought. Like, period. Like, you can't come at me and say, I'll give you $60 million if you just do that. I just don't, that's not my, I can't do that. That's not just how I am. That's how I am. I can't do it. Shahida, could you?
I don't
Chris,
think so.
we already know. Cause you already know that with your.
I don't think so. I'm not saying that I can't be bought by certain things or people or whatever, but I just don't. I feel like if I had Swizz Beats money, or if I had the place card where I could find another way. I can see a broke ass person doing it, but I'm feeling like you are here and you have something and you have connections. You have different people that you can go to.
I'll make you an offer that you can't refuse. It would be dumb of you to refuse that offer. It would be dumb. It'd be a bad business decision.
What is the offer?
Stop saying dumb. It's dumb for me.
If your thing was worth, if something is worth $10 million, whatever, it's worth $10 million, and someone offers you $100 million.
No.
You could get it. You could go to the Amazon guy. Go to him. See if he could do it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't think it's fair to say you are dumb if you don't take a certain amount of money.
No, not you are dumb, but the decision is dumb as opposed to for your moral core.
Okay,
I'm
just
talking
how
from a
about
business.
like those people?
Let me finish. From a business perspective, just business, not feelings, not morals, or whatever. If your thing is worth $10 million and you get an offer of $100 million and you don't take it as a business decision, not morality, as a business decision, that's dumb.
Okay, no. And
now, as a moral decision, it's not dumb. And as a decision in general, it's not necessarily dumb. But as a business, as just strictly business.
All right. Let me go in on that. All right, strictly business. Strictly Business, the owner of Mael and the owner of the lip bar. Let's start with the lip bar. Went and, looking for funding from all this. Mark Cuban wanted to give her X amount of dollars for her business. She's like, no, I'm not going to do it, because I want to own this myself. So here she is peddling lipsticks out of her fucking car and in little shops or whatever. She says no to the X amount of millions that he's offering to give her. She says no, I'm gonna find a way. What did she did? Now all her shit is in fucking Target. Was she stupid?
He didn't
No.
make her an offer. Business-wise, he didn't make an offer she couldn't refuse.
You'll always
I'm not
say
saying
that.
it wasn't
You'll
a good
always
offer.
say that for every
Not necessarily. If you
situation.
think it's worth $10 million and someone gives
but-
you 10 times as a business
So,
decision,
he
if someone
did.
gives you
He
10
offered her.
times what you think,
Offered her millions of dollars.
then it wasn't an offer that was an offer she couldn't refuse.
But you'll
But she
always
couldn't
say
refuse.
for saying
Don't let me
no
get all
when you
Judge
can
Judy
think
up in
of
here.
like
Y'all two are
finding
talking
a
over
way,
each other.
An
another
offer
way.
she couldn't
Saying
refuse,
no
business-wise.
doesn't
Goodness gracious.
make that business
I
decision.
understand the morality of it. I get it.
I'm not
I
talking
get the
morality.
morality
I'm
part
not
of it.
talking morality. I'm talking about the
If
business
something's
part
worth
of it.
$100 million,
She looked at it
yeah,
from a
just
business
the business
point of
part.
view.
So a
She
business
looked
is
at it
something
from
that
a
an
business
enterprise
point
that
of
you're going to make money
view.
from.
No,
Your
I
business is
want
an
to own
enterprise
my
you're going to make
business
money from.
outright. Am I
You're
going to be
talking
able to
business, or are you talking about the
am I gonna be able
overall
to
what the business is?
no,
It's different
overall, the
than the
business
actual
part.
business, which is
Trying to
having a
be.
business and making money from that business. That's strictly business with
She
no
found a
feelings
way.
whatsoever. If I
She
give you
found a way.
$1 and you give me
She found a
two,
way.
that's building a business.
She found a way. And
I'm not
Swizz Beatz
disputing whether
lazy
she
ass
found a
can
way
find
or
a
not.
way through.
But he didn't give her an offer she couldn't refuse. Everybody has a price.
Break.
If it's worth to she can refuse offers, yes. I get it. I understand that.
And
But
Swizz
a
Beatz,
business,
how much
you're
is he
not letting
giving?
me let me finish. Let me
How
finish.
much is
Let
he giving?
me finish. Let me finish.
Oh, like you let me finish.
Go.
And then you got two. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm
I'm
done.
just here.
I want to
I'm
see
sitting over here. High
because
as a kite.
I refuse to believe that in any situation that a person who says that I'm going to take another road or I'm going to find another way, that decision is dumb and based just in their values. Not all the time. Sometimes it's just based on this is how I choose to run my business and I can do it perfectly fine without fucking apartheid money. Swizz B is he's sitting much higher than what she was selling out of her car. He has been in the business. He knows people in the business. Yeah, I'm quite sure all of that money is like, oh, I probably couldn't get this big lump sum at this time or whatever. But how much money is too much? How much do you
more?
sell
How
your
much
soul?
more do you need? How much more do you
So
need?
fuck
Because you
him.
ain't broke.
So fuck him. And I hope black people do not participate in that platform anymore. I hope he feels it. But then he'll be happy because he got that $60 million or whatever it was without having to do shit.
Yeah, it doesn't affect his life whether we watch or not. I have no desire to watch because I'm just like, I've seen a couple, several, and I'm just like,
Oh, they were very cool during COVID. It was fun during COVID, but then after COVID was over, what was the point of it at that point? Nobody cared that much anymore. Nobody was watching them like they were when we were all locked down. We were we're back in concerts. So I don't know what he's going to do or how he's going to develop it. Good on him. But still, I don't care what anybody says. I would not fucking make a deal with a fucking racist.
No. When I saw Elon Musk, I literally clutched
smiling and laughing.
I was like,
smiling and laughing in the picture. And then he's gonna.
That's what I said. They had the glasses. That's why I was like, because they were all like, "Kumbaya." Yes.
But he had a response. He had a response
on
back.
Juneteenth.
But anyway, all right, let's move on. This is Christopher.
Where's my son?
What?
Let me break up the mood for everybody. Where's my son?
Girl, get on to this Reddit question.
Oh, okay. I got a Reddit question, y'all. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that wasn't it. Oh, here it is. Okay, good. So, Reddit question of the week.
Okay.
So a man went on his honeymoon without his wife after her sister goes into labor during the wedding. Husband's question is, was I supposed to sit at home? And I was like, nope.
Yo, read the. I mean, I gotta hear something. What? What's the? That's
So, okay, I'm not gonna, because it's a video and I don't want to play it, but I'll send it to you and we'll go from there. So anyway, this woman and guy got married. It was their wedding. Her sister, who was a bridesmaid, was literally 9 months pregnant, whatever. So during the wedding, she went into labor. Now, the bride, the actual bride and husband, the husband paid like over $3, $4, $5,000 for this extravagant honeymoon that was non-refundable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So now his bride's sister goes into labor at the wedding, and
Right.
the real groom is like, well, baby, says to his bride, well, she has a husband, and let them go, have their baby, and we're good. The sister was like, no. The sister literally left her husband that she just married today to go to
That's
the
bullshit.
hospital to see the child be born and whatever. Because she's like, and her excuse is, our mother wasn't in our lives, our dad was, but I was like a couple of years older than my sister, and I took over the mother role. And I'm like, how much older do you have to be to take on a mother role? Because for me, you can't be 5 and I'm 3.
So, but the woman was obviously close to her time. You knew she was close to her time when you planned your wedding,
That part.
right? So, if regardless, you knew that it could have happened like anytime, any moment. Were you gonna like leave your honeymoon and fly back if you happened to be? That doesn't make any damn sense. I
Or
don't know.
was a conversation not had? This is where I'm thinking of, because herein lies the problem. The sister, the husband was like, we're leaving like tomorrow morning to go to our honeymoon
Yeah.
in Greece or wherever. And she's like, I gotta stay here because, my sister's having her baby and blah, blah, blah. And so the husband, I'm going to say, it wasn't in the article, but I'm going to say it's safe to assume that the conversation was had that it was non-refundable, because I can't be about to marry you or be engaged to you and booking trips for us. I need to know your schedule so that I know when I do the insurance or whatever, I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure that if you can't make this trip, I'm going to get me a free ticket or a refund. So anyway, the sister stayed back.
You mean his wife stayed back?
No,
his bride.
His
bride.
bride,
Yeah.
the actual bride stayed back, stayed home, because she had to be there for the birth of her sister's kid.
All she did
who
was
was
show
married.
that man that he ain't number one in her life, and I don't see this marriage staying together. That's ridiculous.
That ain't gonna work.
That's ridiculous.
Because apparently she was beside herself that he went on the honeymoon by himself and luxuriated, and now that came out like
she got a husband.
Wrong?
They don't need her.
That's right. I agree.
You'll see the baby in a week. What? That don't even make sense.
Your father, listen, I'm your sister. Our father's there. My sister has a husband. He's there. The entire family's there. Cousins, friends, whomever, aunties, uncles. that are there for my wedding, I'm just gonna say, maybe it's just me, because I was like, my happy ass would be like, Godspeed, sis. I'll FaceTime you tomorrow. Somebody text me. We're heading. Me and my husband are heading to to the airport to go to the Maldives or wherever we're going for our honeymoon. I'll be like, we're out. Somebody FaceTime
And see,
me
and that's the
tomorrow
thing about
and let me
like
know what happened.
today. If this was 20, 30 years ago or whatever, you'd be so disconnected. But like you said, I'm going on my honeymoon. I'll FaceTime you. You can FaceTime me the
That
little
part.
baby. I can see it. You know, the connections are so much more relevant now because we have so much more access. So to say no to your new husband that you're not going to go on your honeymoon so that you won't miss, I'm sorry, ma'am. Then you should have planned your wedding either a month before she was due or a month after she was due. That's
Facts.
that's
And
ridiculous.
her
But I'm not
husband
gonna make my
and
arrangements around my sister's birth.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
facts.
But if
I'm
it
planning my
was,
wedding. When should I do it? Well,
but obviously she would have or she should have because it's that important for her to be there for the
I
birth.
guess so.
So
I
if
guess
it's
so.
that important
I
for
guess
you
so.
to be there for the birth, then you should have planned before or after. Pick one.
Yeah.
Now you put your husband in the middle of this. That's bull crap. And even if it wasn't non-refundable, I'm not fucking gonna not go on my honeymoon because you were giving
Mm-mm.
birth.
I'm out.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with the husband on that one. I'm glad that he went. And
Yeah.
if I
I
was
don't
the
know what's
husband,
gonna happen when he come back.
I was gonna say, this is what I'm about to say. If I was the husband and I went on the honeymoon, while during that honeymoon, I'd be calling my attorney and saying, by the time I get back, I want my divorce papers.
Would you get a divorce? Would you get a divorce?
Yes, because guess what?
Automatically? No.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna say, listen to me. I take that back because as a woman who's been divorced and been through some shit, I'm saying that out of trauma. So I take that back. Yeah, I don't know if I would divorce him immediately, but there would be a serious discussion real quick.
I think I would
Chris.
be.
Don't laugh at me.
No,
would
I can
be
see you. I can see
extremely
you searching. You started going. I can see you searching from up here, and you're like, you know what? Let me just do it over
That's
here.
the first
You
time
like
she ever came
because
back and was like, no. Because usually she
right.
doubled down.
So because I know, right? Well,
I would be.
yeah.
It's one of those things that I would not get a divorce because of that. But I can see there's going to probably be more things because I'm never going to feel like I'm
that.
important enough because she
Yeah.
shows
If you
who
can't
was
go on your
important.
honeymoon of all days, on your honeymoon, you're not gonna go on honeymoon.
If they stay together, I would be shocked. But I mean, like if they stay together more than like five years, I'd be shocked because I feel like there's going to be more instances.
Imagine the wedding day, your wedding day, and this happens. And I'm happy for my sister or my sister-in-law, depending on what side I'm on. I'm happy for you. Go have your baby. I hope it's healthy. But at the end of the day, if I'm the bride or if I'm the groom, I'm gonna be looking at it like, we said I do, right? Everybody's happy.
The most important word in this whole thing, the most important word is non-refundable. Non-refundable.
True.
Non-refundable.
But I
That's the
don't care
most
if it is
important word.
refundable.
Because if it
I
was,
don't care.
but even if
I
it
don't
was,
care.
I know, but even if it was fun, even if it was refundable, at least you can get your money back. He could be like, well, I'm not going to go on it. Fine, I'll do what she wants. We'll stay there. We'll go the following week. It was refundable. But it was not refundable. He's like this. But baby, if you'd be mad if he went?
No, I would be mad to stay. I would be mad if
but you could go the week after. But if that's part of your your marriage or whatever, you can go the week after. But non-refundable is like no, I'm going.
But
even if it's refundable, I think about it.
Who goes on a non-refundable honeymoon? That's just rude too.
Everybody,
I mean, I'm
a
just
lot of people
First of all,
can't afford it.
this is the thing I'm
that's
thinking.
rude.
I've already
don't
took the
go.
time off from work. So here's, so I already took that time. Now, am I going to have to am I going to go back to work just so that I can keep those
I get
days?
it.
Or no, I'm like, I'm going on my vacation that I look forward to, my honeymoon that I look forward to. I can't believe that you would put your sibling and the birth of their child, unless it was the birth of their child ahead of our marriage, and we're supposed to be forging on a new life together, you and I. And I.
Yes.
I get it.
Jesus.
Our siblings, your siblings, our parents or whatever, they are in back of us now. They're still a part of our family or whatever, but they're in back. It's us first. And for her not to put us first, I wouldn't get over it. I would stay married, but in the back of my head, every time we have an argument, I'd bring that shit up.
And that's why I can't be married to you, because I don't want that life
it will
where it's
come
like
to
you're
that.
gonna be throwing shit up in my face every time.
Eventually, it probably would come to that.
So let's just end it. And at that
No,
moment,
I probably
he
wouldn't
should
just
have known.
end it.
Listen, at that moment, he should have known. You may not have ended it, but just know, if for the rest of your natural life, while you're married to him or her, you are always going to come second.
Yeah, you would. Don't have any kids.
To her
don't
mother,
have any
her
kids.
sister.
Yeah, forget about it.
Good night.
Forget about it. You
are
are not
non-factor.
a team. You are not a team with children. You won't be the team. It's going to be them first, you second. And I know there are a lot of people who say that your children should come before your husband or your wife.
Never. Nope.
But a lot of people believe that, and I'm just like, unless the man is abusive.
And listen to me. At the end of the day, here's how the hierarchy should go. And I agree with you, Shahidah. If I meet you tomorrow, we fall in love, we get married, it's me and you. We have kids, it's me and you. The kids, listen, my children would never come before me and my husband.
Kids?
Me?
Oh, wow. Really? Your kids would never come before you and your husband? It would be your husband first?
No, it would be me and my husband first, yes. Because that's...
So if your husband... Okay, listen. So if your husband is abusing one of your children...
No. We're talking healthy relationships. Because remember, I just said that. I said, he's going to come first unless he's abusive to my kids or something like that. No, we're talking healthy relationships.
Yes.
Healthy relationships. Like I always say, I know with my brother and myself, my parents love us to death, but they are a team first. They are a team first. And we see that. You're not breaking their little bond. We're not trying to, and we try. You try and do your little sneaky things with one or the sneaky. No, they always tell each other everything. It's them first, us second.
That's right. Because when your adult asses leave, they got to deal with each other. Like they did their job, raised their children, but at the end of the day, the children, especially like you said, Shahidah, healthy, loving marriage with no shit. The children are here, and the husband and wife are here. Work on yourselves and take care of your kids and get them right, and we good.
And if you're two responsible, loving parents, you're going to make sure that your children have everything that they need.
So if you have to save, they're both drowning, you have to save one of them. Do you save the husband or the child first?
My husband would probably want me to save the child. I probably would save my child.
Yeah, I would.
So you put your child first before the husband.
I would expect my husband to save the child over me as well too.
Yeah, but I understand what you would like it to be, but you're choosing the child, and in that instance only, you're choosing the child over your husband.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because at the end of the
So
day,
only in
and the
death
reason
will
why
you
I say
choose
this,
the child over the husband. If it's a matter of
yes,
the death
yes,
of the child or the
yes,
death of the
No,
husband.
absolutely.
there. I mean, like I
My
said, as
child's
long as
always. I would
there,
always want my child to survive. We lived a good life.
but
He's
but
lived a
I
good
would
life.
feel if you're in a healthy relationship with your husband, he would want the same thing as you for your
But
child.
you can't tell what he would want. You can't tell what he would
That's.
want because he may have his
I
own
agree.
thing of what he wants. You would hope
I
you could
agree,
have what he
Chris.
would want, but you can't necessarily guarantee that part of it. So, but and I'm not saying
I
there's
agree.
anything wrong with it, but in the instance of saving your husband's life and saving your child's life, I think you would save your child's life because your husband has had more of a life and this and the other,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
what we
just going
just
along the
said.
lines.
We both said that.
So there is an instance where you would put a child before your husband. That's all I'm saying. The semantics of it.
Yes.
You said I would never put my child before my husband, and only in that instance though you would do that.
No, there might be a okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Let me change it for you since you have to
It's
go through
semantics.
like
It's the semantics of it.
right. It
Is.
does.
You're right,
It does
Chris. I agree
change
with you,
in
Chris.
like
In
It is
court,
certain
semantics. You're
situations.
absolutely right.
in
But
court, that's what it would be.
every day,
Yes.
on everyday basic decisions or whatever, and just our
Oh,
basic livelihood, it's me and my husband because we're friends.
of course,
We develop
of
our
course,
relationship first, and
of
we branch
course.
out and do everything that we can
I
for
get
our.
that. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm so wonderful, brother. But bottom line, I just need a yes or no answer. Is there any instance that you would put your child before your husband?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We rest, Your Honor. We rest, Your
All
Honor.
right.
There is something. I get all the other part. I get that other part. I get the fact that, understandably, yes, you would want your husband to do that. Yes, but I get that part. And I agree with you. But you can't say never.
We didn't say never. I didn't say never.
You said my husband goes first over my kids. My husband goes first over my
I
My
kids.
did.
marriage and my
Over my
relationship
kids.
comes first.
Yeah, that's what I'm
My
saying.
marriage
I'm
and
not
my
disputing
relationship
that.
I
comes
did
first.
say that. I did
Right.
say
So
that,
when it
Jan.
comes down to death between your husband or your child, you most likely would save the child, which I would too. That's just me.
Yes.
And I would give up my husband because he's had a full life and this and the other. So in that instance, you choose your child over your husband, where there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong one way or the other, but there are instances, even if the man is the number one thing over your children in your relationship, and it's a good relationship, it's a healthy relationship, everything's going great, everything. But when in this one instance, if it comes down to the death of my child or the death of my husband, I'm taking the child. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
All right, we are over an hour. Anything else, people?
Oh, did you? I watched that. Tell me what I am. Tell me the
Tell me
thing
you
with
love
the.
me. Tell me you love me.
Tell me you
on
love
Netflix.
me.
Okay, let's talk about
Netflix.
that
Did you
next
watch
week.
that?
We got to talk about that next week.
Did you watch it, Shahidah?
Because I didn't.
20
But
seconds of this.
I didn't.
Oh,
Everybody's been telling me about
Oh
it.
my god!
So let's table it for next week.
Next week. Table it. Yes.
And now it's an actual documentary. It's not a movie. It's an actual documentary.
It's a documentary.
It's a movie. It's not episodes. It's like an hour and a half, but it is a documentary.
Okay. All right. We will hit that next
It's
week.
messy.
So
It's
and
messy.
then next week too, we're gonna start a new series called what? Dating horror stories. We were gonna start it today, but Chris went on a tangent about other stuff, so we didn't get to it.
But we're gonna get to it next week.
We're gonna get to it next
I'm
week.
just gonna let everybody know.
Bring-
Be afraid. Be afraid. Be very afraid. We won't name drop though.
Unbelievable.
So until
But if
next
you know,
time,
but if you know, you know. Until next time.
you gonna wave to the people, Chris? Say goodbye.
I'm doing my
Till
eyes
next
like this. I'm doing my eyes like this. Doing my eyes like this.
Christopher.
Still